Well, good morning and welcome back to y'all by the sea over here in Ireland, in Europe. And it is an absolutely gorgeous morning. We went out early and we had our swim and the sun rising on the horizon. Okay, it was a bit cold. I was shivering for about an hour after, if not longer, but it was lovely. Now, this is a puzzle from the Telegraph newspaper over in the UK of the 4th of February 2022. It's moderate, so shouldn't be too hard at all. Let's see now what we do. For those of you who haven't done one of these before or who haven't been looking at my channel, I'm going to take my time on this one and go through how I use Sven's Sudoku pad. And that's it there, the Sudoku pad. And now down below there will be a link on how you can download it. And it's not my favourite, but it does have its uses, so you might think of downloading it and trying it yourself. Now, what can we do? Let's show you a couple of things. So if you haven't done Sudokus before, this is a house. The house is made up of 9 cells, so each one is a cell. This is a column, and columns are numbered 1 through to 9. And this is a row, and rows are also numbered 1 to 9, although I have seen them numbered as or labelled as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, then they skip I and they have J, because I could be confusing with the number 1. Now there's another definition, and that is for a segment. A segment is 3 cells in a row, either horizontal or vertical. And that can be important, so I might refer to a segment every now and then. So how does this Sudoku pad work? First thing you need to notice is this one down here. So if it's in that mode, every time you click on the mouse, by the way I'm doing a left click, it forgets the previous one. But if you want to, it's like clicking on trying to copy files on Windows or a Mac. So if you want to select more than one, you have 2 options. You can either hold the control key down, like that, or else you can switch it here to cumulative, I think they call it. So now I can just go in, and every time I click, I get a new one, added on to what I already have. If I want to clear off everything, there's 2 ways. One is to press the escape key on the PC, and I'm not sure what it would be on a Mac. So you can also drag, like if you wanted to have the entire column, if you wanted to fill in a house. And the other way then to clear them all off is just click anywhere outside of the grid. And the final thing I want to show you is, suppose you had a whole load selected and you wanted to deselect one. Just go and select it again, and that deselects it. Now, we might as well go to the colours. So whatever you have selected over here acts on that selection. So if I want to colour all those blue, it won't look like blue because it's got yellow on top of it, but we can get rid of the yellow, so deselect, and we can see now it's blue. So suppose we just want to select, well, these 4 here, and I want to put a number into it. Now this is a number saying that you're telling the software this is a solution. I'm saying that this number is a solution. This one is saying this is a pencil mark. I just want it there for a memory for myself, and this also is a pencil mark. So we'll take this pencil mark first. So suppose I want to put in a pencil mark for 1, 2, 3, 4. You see the way it puts them into every one that is selected at that point. And suppose I said, oh, okay, sorry, I'll have to escape there. Just for this one here, I don't want the 2. Well, you can just go back, click 2 again, and it's gone. Now the other way we can do pencil marks is in the center, and we can have a combination of the 2 of them. So suppose we in the center we had 5, 8, right? And again, if I didn't want the 8, I just hit it again, and now I want to put a 9 in there. Now this one here is the delete key or the erase key, and depending on which you've selected here, and it gets a little bit more complex than that. But suppose we have the peripheral ones, as I call them, selected, or the corner ones, and you do delete. It deletes all of them. But if you hit delete now, even though you've selected the ones on the outside, it will delete the ones on the inside. I don't know why, but that's the way it does it. All right. That's really all I can tell you. Oh yeah, and then the last one is if you want to put in a number, you just go to here and you click and we say, okay, I want to put in the number 5. Now it doesn't check to see if the number 5 is correct, but it will check to see that you don't have 2 obvious errors. Like if I try to put in a 1 there, we'll say, hold on a minute, you already have 2 1s in there. Did you make a mistake? And we can say, yes, I did. Now I think that's all I need to. I want to get rid of these blues, and the way to do that is to go back, hit blue again, and hit it, and then do erase. Everything's gone. Oh, let's get rid of this 5. That could be awkward later on. By the way, I am not the youngest person. I'm a bit of a geriatric. My eyesight isn't the best, my brain isn't the best, and I have an awful habit of making mistakes. So when I make mistakes, don't start shouting at the screen. I'm probably shouting at it anyway myself. Let's go on now and we'll see how we use this. So normally you pick a number, and if you click it twice, you then see where all the occurrences of that number is, and that's quite handy. So you want to pick a house then and see how do these numbers affect that house. Like, so we say this segment here can see the 1 and this segment can see the 1, which means we can't put any more 1s in that segment, but there are 3 cells left. Now in this beginning phase, what we do is if there are 2 cells or less that can have the target number, that's the ones we're looking for. So again, here, this segment and this segment, leaving 3, which is no good. It won't be any, well, it might be good here. This segment, and also this one. So we now know that these 2 cells could have a 1. So we now select those 2 cells, and at this stage of the game, I like to use the cornered ones. So I put a small 1 in there. It's just there to remind me. And finally, is there anything else we can do? Well, it comes over here. That one comes down here. So these 2 can have pencil marks in there for a 1. Let's just check again. How about over here? And yes, but these are diagonals. Diagonals aren't as powerful. Well, they will be now. Hold on. So those 2 can have a 1. Now, this is when I've said before, segments can be important. So let's look at this again. This one cuts those cells out. But these 2, this segment says that in this house, there will be a 1 here or a 1 here. But that also means that in this row, the 1 is going to be here or here. It can't be anywhere else. So based on that, we can't have a 1 there. So we now have a big 1. We have our first number. Now let's see what we can do. Well, up here now, and we have this knocked off, and here. Now we can have another number 1 in here. And we are motoring at this stage because we have that one, we have that one, and we have this one. Give us another big 1. And let's do it again. We have that one. This is going to be good. We have that one, and now we're losing this one. So let's get rid of that and make this our 1. Is there anything else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's one more 1 to be done. And you see here, this one knocks this one out. And you need to keep, I suppose, consistency and good housekeeping is very important when you're doing Sudoku. And unfortunately, my housekeeping is not the best, but that's what will get you to the end. Now we go on to 2s. Well, it can't be there. Can't be there. So it must be here. Not great. We're getting loads of these in. So these three houses have a 2 in it. We're okay. Let's look at this house now. Can't be there. Can't be there. So we have 2 places for the 2 here. We already have the 2 down here. So this house here can't be there. Can't be there. And thankfully we have the 1. So now we have 2 in these spaces. And grab me a 2. And I don't think, well, we might be able to do something down here. Can't be there. Can't be there. Or there. So here is where our 2s will be here. Then that's 2s finished. Now we go on to 3s. And we do this, we just go through the whole 9 of them, and then you go back and do it again. Because for me, I'll have made a mistake. But for you, you'll just find some new things. 3. And that's all we can do. Like, there's nothing looking at this house or this house. Well, this one is looking down, but it's leaving too many cells unoccupied. This one is looking down, and again, there's too many unoccupied cells. Remember, it's 2 or less that I'm interested in. 4. Well, there's a lot of 4s here and that one, so I'd expect that it'll be able to limit what can happen here. So we have these pairs of 4s, by the way, they're known as Snyder pairs. Snyder is a UK Sudoku. I think he was a world champion. And this is what he uses. He reckons it's the fastest way. Now, we have that and that. Doesn't do enough for us. Over here, still doesn't do enough for us. And it won't do anything there, won't do anything there. So it looks like that's all we can do with the 4s. It's alright, we're doing well so far. Now this is a very interesting one. Right, there's 5 there and 5 there. So the 5s are going to be in these 2 places. Now that means that we know what's going to be in these 2 cells. It'll either be a 3 or 5 there, and it'll be the opposite here. That means we can't have a 3 or a 5 anywhere else in the row, and also anywhere else in the house. Now we have 3 then left in the house. Now that is known as a double or a pair, and I'm going to put a link up there because I have a tutorial on that if you want to go and have a look and see how powerful that is. So what ones are we doing? I think we're doing 5s, isn't it? Yeah. So that's that one done. Now down here we're going to have a pair of 5s. Oh no, it is a pair of 5s here. And finally this one won't help us, that won't help us. Up here it might, because we have a 5 coming down, a 5 going up, so this one has to be a 5. And notice we said the 2 is here or here, so if that one is a 5, then this one must be a 2. What I'd like to do then is just see on the 2s, 1, 2, 3, it's not going to make, it might make a difference here, will it? No, oh no, we still have our 2s there. And we now have a 2 there and a 2 here, so I don't think it makes any difference. 5s again. We're not going to get anything here. This is just coming over here. Now we have a 5 there. Oh, we've already done that. Okay, right, we're finished. 6s. If I remember, I'll edit out that bit of rubbish. But anyway, I probably won't remember. Let's be honest. So we're going to have a 6 here. Do you know what? You have to enjoy life and you have to laugh at yourself. If you don't laugh at yourself, sure, what else would you do? Nothing there. These are already gone. So we're going to have a 6 here. We're flying. So we have these 3 houses finished. Oh, by the way, while we're here, houses are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is house 7. Nothing there, which means we have a 6 in the middle. Now, here, here, and here. So we have a 6 here. Ah, this is grand. There'll be nothing left soon. We'll have done so much. 6 can't be there. 6 can't be there. Okay, it'll be in one of these two places. That's all right. We're getting something into the middle anyway. So is there any place that we have to do a 6 for in here yet? So it can't be up there. We know that anyway. Can't be here. That only goes there. So it's going to be in one of these two places. Is going to have a 6. And I think now with this house done, we know where it is here. This is done. Yeah, all the 6 is done. And 7s. Well, it'll certainly affect this one. So the 7 has to be down there. You know, we're nearly finished, are we? There's so much done now. And what am I saying? This 7 goes up here. It doesn't have any effect here, but up here it does. It says the 7 is going to be here or here. Back to our 7s again. Up this way. No, that'll still leave stuff outstanding. And that way. So that's all we can do now with the 7s, and that's enough. Like, we have to leave some work for later on. So we've got our 3 8s here. Now, that's the effect on these two houses. Not much. Again, not much. And over here. So we can't do any more with the 8s. 9s. So we can't have a 9 here. We can't have a 9 here. So that doesn't help us there at all. Over this way. We can't have 9 there or there. So we can have our 9s across here in the bottom. So these 3 houses are taken care of. Can't do anything there. Won't help us there at all. And up here, that goes the same way. It means our 9s are here or here. Now normally you would think, okay, that's us finished. We've done them all. But no. You really now have to go back at the very beginning. I know. But, you know, what else will you do? And we have all the 1s in, so nothing more to be doing with 1s. 2s. And the reason we're going back again is so many cells have been filled out since we were here before that maybe things have changed. 2 is still where we said. It's just going to be there, there. They're the only ones, so we still have 3 there, nothing going there. And finally over here, we're still in the same place. So nothing more for the 2s. 3s, maybe we get something there. There. No, that's the same. Down here, no. Oh, look at that. Down here, which means in these is going to be a 3. And at some stage, there are only 2 cells, so there's going to be 2 numbers in them. We know one number is 3. So before we're finished with the 9, we know the other number. In fact, if you look around here, we can see, but it can't be 1, 2. This is a 3. We've no 4, so it could be a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I expect on the 4 that this place is where we're going to put them. And let us see if it's true. Well, finish the 3s first. Coming down here, we get nothing. Okay. 4. Well, let's just run our way along it. This is even better. We know now exactly where the 4 will be. Over there. And over here. And there. And there. And there. That's it. So we can see that this one can't be a 4, which means this one must be the 4. Better again. And this one must be the 3. Now let's go back with our 3s. Does that change anything for us? Well, yes. No, it doesn't. Oh, I should have got this before. These 2 on the left can be a 3. You see, I keep on missing things. That one is still okay. This comes out this way. It doesn't do any else. And the 4s, we have done the 4s. And now 5s. 5s over here, down here, down here. So we still have 2 5s there. We don't have enough data there to say where the 5 will be. We have these 3 done, and then just in the middle, exactly the same, the 5s are up there. So quickly now, I don't think there'll be anything else. 6, that's in the same place. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. 7. No difference there. No difference there. No, we'll have our 2 7s there, and we still don't have any change there. 7. If we're hooked, number 8. Won't do anything here. Oh, will it? 8 going along there means that here are our 2 8s now. It was worthwhile persevering now, wasn't it? Now let's look at it again. So the 8 is there, and the 8 is here, which means the 8 must be here. And now let's check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pairs are brilliant. We're doing 8s, 8s, 8s. Pay attention, pay attention. Nothing there. Nothing there. 8, and finally 9. In here, nothing. Those 2 going across leaves us the 2 9s here as before. Now the 9 going up here means we're going to have 2 9s here, and up there we already have those 2 9s. So 2 9s here. That would be an interesting to work out. Well, what could those 3 be? Right, now that's the beginning phase done. We're finished with the beginning. We've gone checking for all these singles. The next thing you do is you start looking at houses, rows and columns. And you'll see it's only 1 or 2 left to be filled out, and if there is, let's try and fill those out. And the easiest one to fill out now is actually this one. There's only 1 left, and we can see it's going to be a 9, but let's just make sure that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And why do I do that? Well, it's quite easy to get your pencil marks wrong, so no harm in checking to see, did you do it right? And I did. So that's a 9, which means that this one now can't be a 9. From up there, it's going to say it had to be a 7, but it's not. Now, we'll do this one next, because there's 2 cells, so there must be 2 numbers missing. And what are those 2 numbers? So what I'm going to do is select the 2 of them. It's not 1, it's not 2, it's not 3. There's no 4 there. So let's put 4 into the 2 of them. 4, 5, 6, there's the 7, 8, 9. So this house is finished. By putting in these pairs towards the end of the game, we're in the middle of the game now, but towards the end of them, these will all start coming into play, and you'll just zip through the entire puzzle. So what I like to do at this stage is keep all these doubles. I want to keep them in mind, so I colour them green. Right? It doesn't guarantee you'll get the game finished, but it's just nice to do it. Now, so we know there's a 4, 7 there. I find with most of these, it's only when you're sort of looking at it and things come to you. We've got a 9 there, a 9 there, so we have to have a 9 over here. Can't be anywhere else. 9. So that leaves 2 here. And what can go into these 2? Well, it can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can be a 6, and that can be a 6, a 7. We have a 7 down here, so this one will have the 7 in it. 6, 7. But this one can only have a 6 in it. And that's the only one it can have, so that one has to be a 6. And if that has to be a 6, well, then this one has to be a 7. And we've got another one done. And more than that, like, we've got this one almost finished. We already know what has to be in those 2. So what's left for here? It can't be, okay, it's going to be an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 has to go in there. And using the same method, what can go in over here? I don't know what that beep was for, but anyway. What can go in there? A 4 and nothing. So like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this one can only be a 4. And this one then can only be a 7. We're getting along like a house on fire now. And as they say, carrying on regardless. This 4 here, it means that that one cannot be a 4. So let's get rid of it. And we have, but why not? We'll see what can go into these 2 here. So this one here, 1, 2, can't be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it can't be a 9. So that has to be an 8. If that has to be 8, what's left here? Well, the only one left here now is a 7. And we can finish this one as near as it. Damn it. That has to be the 3, 5. This 4, 7 now. I sure should have known that when I put the 7 in here. This has to be a 4. And I'm just going to get rid of that colour green there because that's now finished. Now at this stage, because we've filled in so much here, we should really just check and see, does it affect anything else? Now without going into too much details, although some people prefer to go to plenty of details now at this stage. And I'm just talking to myself, sorry about that. 9 there. Down here, we can't have a 9 here. There we go. Which means this one here now must be the 9. And sure, look, let's see, how are we doing for 9s now? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can we fill out anything here? Not yet. Not yet. We can. So there, there, there. So it's these 2 here now are the 9s. That's nice to fill out things. It gives you something to do. And still, like we have these 2, so there's just 2 left here, a pair. So down here at the bottom, what could go in here? Corner ones are always good because I have a nice lot. Well, 1, 2, it could be a 3. Is there a 4 anywhere? There's a 4 here, right beside me, and we have the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a 3, 5, and with any luck, this will be a 3, 5 as well, or it won't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's no 8, so 8. 3, 5, and 8. But we know that the 8 has to be here somewhere, so the 8 is not there, which means we now have a pair for 3, 5s. So we know what goes in there, so now we try and work out, well, what goes in these 2. Can't be 1, 2, can't be 3, can't be 4, can't be 5, can't be 6, it can be a 7. I'm going to put these in the middle, by the way. It can be a 7 or it could be an 8. So that's a 7, 8 pair. The reason I'm doing these different to these is these are coming from columns or rows, where the other ones were to do with houses. It's just a small differentiation. I find it makes it easier for me to solve puzzles. Now, I just noticed we have the 8 here, so this one can't be the 8, so that one has to be the 7, and this one has to be the 8. You know what, we're getting through. So let's keep going. Since we're doing so well on columns, we'll go to this one because again there's only 2 missing on this one, and let's see what we have. They should be the same for both of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I should put that in. 3, 7, 8, 9. And again, we have a 7 here, so we can't have the 7 there, so that one must be the 3, and this one then must be the 7. And now in this house there are only 2 left, and the 2 there was going to be 1, 2, 3 is going to be a 4. Put it into the right mode. This mode is going to be a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a 4, 9, 4, 9. Now can we knock any of those off? There's a 4 here, so this one has to be the 9. and the other one has to be the 4. They're done, and I'd like to do something here. I'm kind of hoping I'll get another 3 5 along here. I'm only guessing, right? So we'll start off with this one. I'm not doing it as a pair because we have 3 different cells this time. So it can't be 1 or 2. I'll go into this mode. It can be a 3. Can't be a 4 because there's a 4 up there. It can be a 5, looking good. 5. Can't be 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have a 3 5 pair here. And let's put that in the same way. And we're going to mark it green. Right, so that's a 3 5 pair. Well, then there's only one left here because 3 5. So what's left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4 is what's left there. Now we're unlikely to get a 3 5 either here or here because we already have an 8 there. So if we're unlucky, it'll be 2 3 5 8s, but let's see what we get. Over in this one here first. Can't be 1, 2, 3, can't be 4, can be 5, can't be 6, 7, can't be, or could be an 8. So 3 5 8, not what I was looking for. And on this one here, it's going to be 1, 2, again a 3. We have a 4 over there, no 5. We have a 6 up here, 7, no 8. And we have the 9 here. Okay, so it's a 3 5 8. 3 5 8. Now you can't call that a pair because there's 3 numbers in it. So what we actually have here is a triple: 3 5 8, 3 5 8, 3 5. Okay. And just when you think you've nowhere else to go, you eventually wake up. There's an 8 up here at the top, which means this one must be the 2. And you probably saw that years ago. And this one then must be the 8. And that finishes off that row there. And this one has still got the 3 5s. But now we can finish this column. What's going to go in here is going to be 3. Yeah. Now this one might be interesting. Let's see what can go into both of these. On this one anyway, it's going to be 2. We have 3, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're looking for a 9. So it's a 2 9 in that one. And this one will have to be the same. It'll have to be a 2 9. Now, and we don't have a 9 anywhere there. We don't have a 9 or 2 anywhere there. So once these 2s are sorted out, that'll sort that one out as well. And this was when you say, sure, it's all over, bar the shouting and me making a mistake, which happens very often. So let's get rid of these greens first. We're nearly finished. Might as well make it look proper when we get there. Okay. You can pick any one at all. Pick one at random because we don't have all that many to do. We only have 8 squares here. Do it quite easily. This one can't be 1. Well, 2s are there. 2. 3. No, 3's over there. 3. 4. 5. It can be a 5. I'll go for a house. It can be a 5. No, it won't. I'll go for the usual one. Be a 5. Can't be 6, 7, 8, or... Oh, that has to be a 5. There we go now. That was handy. And the next one down, this one. It can't be 1, 2. It can be a 3. Can't be 4, 5, 6, 7. It can be an 8. And that is all. And this one... what's it going to be? Can't be 1, 2. It can be 3. Can't be 4, 5. It'll be the 6. 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3, 8, 3, 6, 3, 5, 8. So it's 3. No, there's something wrong there. We have a 5 here, so we can't have a 5 here. That has to be a 3, 8. It's good to go back counting. So we get rid of the 5 there. And now we see we have a pair there. highlight it. Pair of 3/8. A pair of 3/8 means we can't have a 3 or 8 anywhere else. So this one, we get rid of our 3, and that makes that one a 6. Now, that's a 6, so let's get rid of our 6 there. That's redundant now. And what can we put in there? Well, 1, 2, it looks like a 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we put in a 3 there. Now, the 3 there means this one now has to be an 8. And if we can't do the last 4 now, we shouldn't be doing these at all. Alright, so what can we put in there? And as usual, take any one of them at random, and since I'm going from this direction, I'll go here and start at the top. Okay, we can't have 1, we can have a 2, can't have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is there a 9 there? There's a 9 there. Has to be a 2. Grand, that has to be a 2. And if that is a 2, what's this one going to be? Because we have a 3, 5, 3, 5. So it's going to be not 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be a 7. Stick a 7 in there. And last one now is over. Well, we go over this way. But it's either going to be a 2, 9, or if we're lucky, it'll be a 2 or a 9. But it can't be a 2. There we go. That's going to have to be a 9. The reason I'm saying this is this has to be a 2, 9. And there's only 2 cells left in this row, which means this one would then also have to be a 2, 9. But we have a 2 down here. Therefore, it can't be a 2, 9. It has to be a 9. That being a 9 means that this has to be a 2. And that being a 2 means this has to be a 9. And that being a 9 means this has to be, if you do your figures work yourself around there, you'll see that this one will have to be a 4. Now let's go down and just sort out this one and this one. It can't be a 3, so let's take the 3 out of that. Right, so 3 out of those. So that's a 5, 8 pair there. Let's just put them in there, just to keep things right. And here we have a 3, 5 pair. Is there nothing to come out of there? This 8 is wrong. That'll have, because we have an 8 here, so that then has to become a 3. That being a 3 means we can't have a 3 there, so that has to become a 5. 5 there means that has to become an 8. See the way the pairs are very handy now at this stage. That has to become an 8. This 5 here means this one has to be a 3. 3 means this one has to be a 5. Now, let's just clean them up first. I get rid of all the greens now at this stage. I just get rid of them all. It should be a 3, 5 actually, not a 5, 8, because we have an 8 there. And we have a 3 here as well. So that has to be a 5. There we go. That has to be 5, and if that is a 5, then this one has to be a 3. Right, that's it finished. Now this software makes sure already that you don't have 2 of the same number in any house, row or column, but if you're doing this on paper, you have to go and check that yourself. Right, this was what I would call a beginner's puzzle. There are more advanced ones in my puzzles from around the world in that playlist. Have a look at those. There's also another playlist which is different analysis techniques that we use for solving puzzles. You should have a look at those as well. But anyway, thank you for watching this one, and I will be back with another one of this ilk within a week. And till I see you again, Slán Tamil.